don't mind my hair. So I thought we would start this video just getting ready, and then we get into the book reveal. So my hair looks a bit messy, and if you can tell, I'm not home right now. I'm at my friend's house. We had a sleepover last night. But first, before the sleepover, I went to the gym with her because she was on shift, and we just sat there, yapped, and then we walked home to her house. After that, we decided to go out for drinks, but we hadn't eaten anything since like 3 p.m. and we had only had like both of us toast. So we walked to a souvlaki place, and let me tell you, this souvlaki was good. Like, this was the best souvlaki I've had in a while. I loved it. And then after we went to Honolulu for drinks, and we just had April Sprit, all that fun shit. My hair, I know, this sewing is so old, it looks really bad. I've had it in for a month and a half, which is longer than I intended to, but I just cannot decide on what I want to get next. I think I'll just do braids next, because I really need to take this out soon. So next time when you see me, I'll be a new woman with a new personality, because new hair, you get. And then we walked home because the restaurant was only like 20 minutes from here. And then we decided to watch, what did we watch? It wasn't Ratatouille. That was our first option, but we didn't end up watching Ratatouille. Oh, we decided to watch Shrek 1, and we were watching it for like a good 10 minutes, and I fell asleep in her bed. But the funny thing is, the moment I fell asleep, after a while, she like closed the laptop, turned off the lights and everything, and then I moved because she kind of woke me up when she took the laptop because it was on me. I moved, I turned to go back to sleep. Bitch, my body was like, girl, fuck you, you're not going back to sleep. So I was awake for a good amount of time while she was sleeping because I just could not fall back asleep. I probably slept around 3:30 or 4. To be quite honest, because I was light asleep. Around like 4, I think I went into a deep sleep. And then at some point after that, I woke up again, but there was light in the room. No, there was not light in the room. It was pretty dark. I woke up again the second time, and there was light in the room, but I just put my shit over my head and fell back asleep. She says she never put light in the house. So I'm like, then what did I see? Because I saw sunlight in the house peeking through. So like, what did I see if she didn't like open the blinds or something? I don't know, good question. And now we're getting ready, well, I'm getting ready to film the book reveal, and then we're gonna go to the beach afterwards. I'm doing very light makeup just to look presentable to film this video. That's the plans of the day. I might take you guys after with us when we go to the beach, just for the fun of it. I'm using this pink lipstick for the center and then a clear gloss. I love this lipstick. It's a very light pink. I don't like bright colors on my lips. I don't know why. It just icks me away. Baby, baby, oh. I've been obsessed with saying, baby girl, do your thing. I don't know why. Okay, so this is the makeup look. Took 5 minutes. Okay, so before we get into the video, I just want to do a disclaimer that this is gonna be a spoiler book review, there are going to be many spoilers, especially the main spoiler, because I have opinions about that scene, and I'm just like, what the fuck. I didn't want to do a book review without a spoiler this time, solely for the purpose, like, I feel like I would have nothing to talk about if I didn't spoil the book. So take that what you will. Like, do with that what you will. Stick around if you don't plan on ever reading this book ever in your life and you just want to hear the juice. And I can summarize it for you. If you've read the book, welcome. Leave down below your comments and like what you think about the book. By the way, we're reviewing If We Were Liars. I always confuse it. If We Were Villains. But if you're planning to read the book and you don't like when people spoil the book for you, because I'm sorry, but I'm gonna spoil the book. You get what I mean? Also, I hope you like the background because I like it. You know? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the engagement of this video. That would really help me out so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oliver Marks has just served 10 years for a murder he may or may have not committed. On the day of his release, he is greeted by the detective who put him in prison. Detective Coburn. He is retiring and he wants to know what really happened a decade before. So he has been in jail for 10 years. As a young actor at an elite conservatory, Oliver noticed that his talented classmates seemed to play the same characters on stage and off. Villain, hero, temperance. Though he was always a supporting role. But when the teachers changed the casting, a good-natured rivalry turns ugly, and the players spill dangerously over into real life. When tragedy strikes, one of the 7 friends is found dead. The rest face their greatest acting challenges yet, convincing the police and themselves that they are blameless. I think they are to blame. Spoiler alert, I think a little bit they're to blame. Not even a little bit. Like, they are to blame. So, I'm gonna describe the characters, how I visualize them, okay? Like, what I felt, or like, what it was giving when I was reading this book. We have the main character, who is Oliver. He's a bit entitled. To me, I felt like he was a bit entitled. And he was always over-sexualizing the girls of the friend group, which shitty thing to do. But like, he was obsessed with Meredith. She's a girl, and from what I gathered from reading the whole book, she's just rich. Her parents are rich, so like, she's rich. She has one brother who's an alcoholic and just does nothing but party all day 24/7. She also overly sexualizes herself, and the thing is, she wants to basically fuck every guy in the friend group, which she has tried. When she was the girlfriend of Richard, which there's a big story about Richard, okay? She was in a relationship with Richard, but she was also flirting with Oliver, and then sometimes she would, go for James. So she was causing tension in the house. They lived together in college. She was causing tension in the house. Not good. Vren, I don't know how to say this name. I apologize. Vren was Richard's cousin, and then you have James. From what we got, he just has an abusive family. So that's why he couldn't really go back home for the holidays, because his family was a bit fucked. With Philippa, we don't really know anything honestly about this woman. Alexandra, we don't really know much about her. And then you have Coburn, who is the detective. He's like an important factor to the book. So the structure of the book is kind of nice. I won't lie, I really like the structure of the book. It's divided into 6 or 5 acts, and within the acts there are chapters, which is it felt like an easy breath. And I'll tell you one thing is, the first two acts go by so quickly. Like, it goes by so quickly, and it's like fast paced. But after Act 3, I promise you, everybody is moving in slow motion. Like, the whole book is just moving in slow motion, slow pace. And that kind of put me in a book slump, because I was like, guys, what happened to the pace? We were on a good pace. Now we're taking 20 years to like find out who killed him and what happened, like what actually happened. And it was pissing me off. So I didn't pick up the book for a week, because I just did not feel the desire, I did not feel drawn to the book to pick it up. And that was annoying me, because I was like, this is a good book, like I'm eating it up, but now I have no desire to pick it up, because we've been on the same thing for long. Like, personally, I don't really fancy books that have to tell you like everything that happens day by day. Even if nothing happened on that day, they have to write about it. And I'm like, why? Why are you wasting my time? Throughout the book, you only get Oliver's point of view. You also, within the book, there's like script. You get to read their like accents, the script. Let me show you. When they're on stage, you're kind of on stage with them. So the top part. Sometimes it was getting a bit like, what's the point of this? Because I mean, the point was like to show that these people, they're acting the same as on stage and off stage, but at some point it just became a bit too repetitive. And also the English that they're using is like old English, like think Shakespeare English. I was not understanding, and for the most part I was, well, in the beginning I was like googling what some words mean. I don't even know where I was. It felt a bit like too much. And at some point I just started skimming through it, because I was like, I'm not understanding. I don't understand what's happening. It wasn't just on stage that they would use this dialect. They would also use it like for fancies to each other. And they would understand each other. But I would just be left there being like, let's move on to Act 1. It's a lot of background story. We get to understand why they're there, what they do, like their relationship dynamic, who's who, and all that stuff. So about the relationship dynamic, there are 7 people, keep that in mind. No, oh, you look beautiful. It just it's overheating. What? My camera is overheating. But from the jump, you could tell that everyone hated Richard. And I cannot judge them for it, because I can't understand. Because this man was wild, insane, unprovoked. Literally unprovoked. He was so unpredictable as well. Like, so what is happening? Why are you, like, in my opinion, I would say he was the one that was mostly acting the most outrageous, because he was very abusive to his friends and to his girlfriend. But like, not just his girlfriend, it was like everybody had to get involved in the abuse. He was just a shitty friend. He was also like heavily, well, I would say this about all of them, to be quite honest, but whenever he drank, he would get really out of control and just go on a rampage. Like, there are 2 scenes where I just was like, why are you people still friends with this guy? Because he's obviously a shitty human being. So in this scene, this was the first incident. They had a party, and they had the party at like this lake, the lake close to their school, and they had a party, and he was pretty drunk, but at the same time he was fighting with his girlfriend, and they had their own fight. But she wanted to show off, because she was like, fuck you, I'm not gonna listen to you, because he was mad about what she was wearing. So she went up to the other 2 guys in the friend group, and she was like, let's play a game. And in this game, the man would take somebody, one of the girls, on their shoulders. They'll go in the water, and they would try to like push each other off, and the first person that fell in the water you know, their team lost. That was the game. They did that a couple times, okay? That was the thing. But then he got super mad, like really outrageously mad, and he was like, okay, let's do it. Everybody get in the order, let's do it. So they take him up. No, they try not to take him up on the challenge. They're like, no, you're drunk, like, you're gonna do this, and you're mad, so like, we don't wanna play with you. He was standing next to James, and he literally tried to drown James. Like, he was pushing him in the water and head first and everything. And I was just like, what the fuck? James actually passed out from being drowned. And then they had to like resuscitate him. Why is everybody acting like this is... They all acted like it was normal. They were like, oh my god, here we go again. Everybody the next day acted like everything was fine, but they were also at the same time not talking to him, so it was super awkward. So that was the first like incident that we got to see them fighting, and he was pretty... They only like didn't talk to him for a day, and then he apologized the next day, and everybody was like, okay, cool, we can talk to you again. I'm like, I don't know how you're not taking it that seriously when he just tried to kill one of your friends, but cool. Act 2, it gets even more messy. Can you believe it? It escalates because they're not doing shit about when he's being like problematic, but they just let it slide. They let it slide. They don't even like punish him or like tell him off, nothing. Oh, look at this beauty. There are moments where they feel like they're bonding over their love and hatred for Richard. And in the beginning, I was like, okay, maybe they don't like hate him that much. Maybe they dislike him, but they don't hate him. But what they go and do afterwards, later at the end of this chapter, makes me fucking question if these kids even have fucking morals. Cause what was that about? A lot more incidents happen within this chapter or like act with Richard against the other members. I remember in one scene they were rehearsing, but they were rehearsing with knives. Well, not real knives, but like fake knives. And he was like intentionally jabbing at James a lot harder than he should have been. So like James had bruises on him from like around his waist from the fucking fake knife because he was doing it a bit too hard, and then he was... And the way they decided to solve this issue and like confront him was literally by in the play that they were doing, there was a fight scene that they were on stage, but they escalated it, and Richard in the end literally threw everybody off the stage because he was so pissed. He was so mad. He was like, why are you people trying to fight me in front of everybody? It just went left for no reason. They could have told the fucking teacher like, hey, I don't know, something. No, they don't talk to authority figures in this book whatsoever. They try to solve it alone, and it just goes bad every fucking time. Here is the plot of the book, okay? We find out in Act 2. I caught it on my TikTok, and I was like, something is gonna happen to Richard. I don't know what, but something is gonna happen. Something is gonna happen.
Oh my god. Are you filming?
What happened?
Are you filming?
Should I close it? Anyway, so they have... It's funny. They have a party. Also, they were very much party people. 24/7, they were partying, and there was alcohol involved and drugs. A lot of drugs. And Richard was mad about something. We don't know why. I also still don't know why. I haven't figured out yet. I never found out. And he was mad. And he came down. He thought his girlfriend was cheating on him because when he came down, his girlfriend was talking to some random guy at the party. She was just chit-chatting. and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a fucking scene about it. So he punches the guy that his girlfriend is talking to. For no fucking reason. He punches him. The guy is like, what the fuck? His nose is broken. And his girlfriend starts fighting with him. He's like, why do you have such jealousy issues? Like, I cannot have male friends now. Like, what the fuck? They start fighting, and it gets like physical at some point, this fight, and everybody's at the party is doing nothing about it. They're just standing there like watching, and then their friends run into the room and they're like, why are you guys fighting? They try to get Richard off of Meredith, and they're pulling him away, and Oliver de-escalates the scene. Oliver follows Meredith, because Oliver follows Meredith into the corridor, and Meredith, to get back at her boyfriend, you know what the fuck this bitch does? She starts making out with Oliver, and I'm like, your boyfriend is in the other room, what are you doing?
Messy.
She is so messy. Somebody sees them, and this little kid decides, you know what, I cannot keep my mouth shut. I want more drama. So they run to the other room and they're like, your girlfriend is kissing Oliver. They notice the guy go to tell Richard. They run to the bedroom, lock themselves in the bedroom. Richard comes, also I'm looking at her instead of you guys, I'm sorry. Richard comes, bangs on the fucking door, almost breaks it down. Everybody's like, Richard, stop, like, this is school property, you cannot do this. While they're inside, banging. They're fucking while Richard is banging on the door. And I'm like...
As chaotic as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway, Richard storms off. He grabs a bottle of rum and he storms off into the woods. They're still fighting. They don't care about Richard, apparently. Before Richard storms off, he goes downstairs. Before he grabs the bottle, his cousin comes up and he's like, don't do this, like, you need to calm down. He literally picks her up and throws her across the fucking yard. And I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? This man cannot be that big that nobody is able to stop him. Like, come on. He storms off. His cousin is crying because she just got fucking abused by her cousin. James follows him. James is the one that he tried to drown in the first incident. When James followed him, he for some reason cannot find him afterwards because, you know, it's dark, it's 3 a.m., it's in the bushes, all that. Fine. When he finds him though, they have another fight, and it's a physical fight. It's not like verbally. And according to James' account, he's like, he was antagonizing me. He was like pushing me to have a fight with him, which Richard always did within the book. He would always like antagonize people to like fight with him whenever he was drunk. And James was like, I don't want to do this, like, I don't want to fight with you. And instead of him being like, okay, cool, he fucking punches him in the fucking face, and he starts chasing him around the bushes, and James is just like scared for his fucking life. We find out this James part later when James confesses to Oliver what actually happened to Richard after 6 months, because he kept it in for 6 months and this man went crazy. Like, he was actually going fucking insane. In my opinion, I think it was fucking self-defense. He hit him in the head with a baseball bat. Was it a baseball bat? Something he found in like the shade that was in the school. He hit him in the head with that. He goes out. He goes dark. James doesn't know that. He thinks he killed him. Right. So he runs away. As one does. He runs into Richard's cousin. And from what James says, the cousin already knew that something happened. And instead of them, like the ambulance and shit, calling the ambulance, no, they go back into the house, essentially leaving fucking Richard for dead. Okay, so James had carried the murder weapon with him. Later on, within the book, Oliver finds this murder weapon and his bloody clothes while he was cleaning. Which, okay. But anyway, and that's when he confronts James and be like, I know you did it. Why did you do it? I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't James that found Richard in the water. Runs back into the house, tells everybody that, mind you, still, no ambulance has been called whatsoever. Like, no emergency has been called for this. So that happened around like 3, 4. It's now 6 a.m. So this man has been in the water with the fucking concussion for the longest ass time, and he's also drunk. Everybody, they ran to the fucking lake to see what happened to Richard, and literally when they arrive, they have an argument or like a discussion whether they want to call the police, the ambulance, or they want to leave him for dead. This was a legit conversation that happened between 6 people, and with the cousin, by the way, there, and they all agreed to leave this man to die because they didn't like him and he was being abusive as fuck to all of them. Oliver volunteers and he goes into the water and checks if this man is dead or alive, and he confirms that he's dead, and then that's when they decide to call the fucking police. And then they questioned, and after they check that he's actually dead, they have a discussion, another one, and they decide to all of them lie to the fucking police that they found him already dead. And they decided to also lie about the fight that happened before, because they were like, it's gonna make us look bad and like victims, so we should just lie about it and say it wasn't that bad of a fight. But the whole school was there, so, well, I don't know. But then after the holidays, when they came back to school, everybody was grieving. Everybody was like, oh, I'm so depressed. I'm like, well, you kind of did leave him for dead. And I feel like James was feeling it the worst because he actually, like, committed the act, you know. Like, even though when he hit him, he didn't die in the moment, he still left him there and didn't do anything about it. When, in my opinion, they didn't need to lie if they had just taken action and called an ambulance and said, hey, he was drunk, wait a fight, self-defense, blah, 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 blah. I think everybody would have been fine. But, like, obviously, then the fucking book would have ended. That was the biggest plot of the book. And in Act 3, it's just a lot of grieving and how they're feeling. In Act 4, we're taking, like, they take us through, well, he takes us through, like, almost like their day to day, like every fucking day. And it started to get to me because I was like, I really don't need to know what you guys are doing on a daily basis and how you guys are feeling. Like, I kind of get the gist. But then holiday number 2, mind you, he didn't just fuck her that one night. No, he had to continue and continuously fucking sleep with her. And I'm like, you fucking guys, hello? Anybody with morals in this whole book? No? Nobody? Because why are you guys still having sex after you fucking, like, your boyfriend is dead? This is your friend. Why are you having sex with him? This is your friend. And their friends even told them, like, better not let anybody in the school catch you guys, like, because it's gonna make you guys look bad and look like victims, because now you have a fucking reason to be the one that this man, like, what is happening? Yeah, and then on one holiday, he even went to fucking New York because he didn't want to be with his parents. He went to New York and they fucked the whole time he was there. I feel like I have to whisper because what the fuck? And then he was getting jealous because James was he was eyeing her, so he was a bit jealous. He was like, I know I'm not that handsome, but like, goddamn James, leave the girl that I stole from Richard alone. Like, hello. So yeah, don't know why I'm whispering, but like it sounds so fucking dystopian to me that these people, that they were making such horrendous fucking choices for no fucking reason. Anyway, my battery is gonna die, so when I come back, I will give you guys my review and the end of the book, how it ends. Because right now I'm running out of battery, so I just need to go charge it, and then we're going to the beach. I'm so excited for the beach. We went last week, no, the week before that, but I still want to go to the beach. Alright, you guys, it is a lot later. It is now like 7 p.m. It was a hassle getting back home after the beach. It always is. Also, disclaimer, if you hear my siblings screaming in the background, I apologize, but I want to start editing in like an hour so that I can post this on Tuesday. The book kind of ends in a bit of a sad way, but I still can't quite grasp or like understand the reasons he had behind it. You get what I mean? Like, I feel like his reasoning wasn't good enough for me, which, cool, like it doesn't have to be good enough for me. Like, this is not my story. Yeah, I wasn't satisfied. I completely forgot what I was talking about.
It's Denver.
Okay, can you close the door? I was saying that it was sad, but I still could not understand why he did it. And I've sat with it for like 2 hours, and I still don't understand why he did it. Because, yes, okay, he says that he was in love, and he was like deeply in love with this man. But within the book, there is zero signs of them ever being like any interest towards them. Maybe jealousy, yes. You can feel that James is a bit jealous of Oliver and Oliver vice versa. But like, as far as like love, I don't know, girl. It was not giving that at all. The only times they showed interest to each other was when James kissed Oliver on stage, because he was like dying. I know. I did almost cry. Like, tears were close by when I was reading the last chapters, because you could tell that he obviously like deeply loved this man, but like it was also still very confusing, because like in the 400 pages, you haven't mentioned one single time where you were like infatuated by James. Because of the ending, I'm gonna give this book a 3.5. I think, well, I wouldn't really say there was much character development in my opinion. Because in the last page, you could see that, oh, well, 3 of them have kind of developed maturely and stuff. But for the rest of them, I felt like they were still very... Hey, it kind of ended like in a, I don't know what the fuck we're doing, I don't know what we are, which is true, because you can kind of feel that he also doesn't understand like what his place is in the world right now. He's kind of grieving the law. Oh yeah, James dies. He killed himself. Which I was not expecting. Okay, that one got me. That one made me want to cry, because I was like, wait, that's when the tears started coming. It makes sense why he killed himself the way he did, because of like what happened in the past. You understand why he dies the way that he dies. That was probably the saddest part about the book. Call me absurd, but I really didn't find it that sad that Richard died. I would give it 3.5 stars solely for the way the book ends. It's like a really nice, like smooth ending. Even though it's a sad ending, it's still very much like, wow. Like, I feel like the last ending was written so much better, with so much more emotion in it than the rest of the book. Because I feel like with the rest of the book, you're just like kind of going and you're just like kind of following what's happening, you know. You don't really get to feel the emotions, rather it feels more bland because like everything is happening like really fast and then it slows down, but you don't really feel the emotions because you're only getting Oliver's emotion, which he was pretty stale in my opinion. He was very much like, I don't want to feel my emotions. But in the last 20 pages, you could really feel like, okay, this is getting to me. Like, I can feel it now. And that's all. That's what I have for you guys. I hate intros and outros. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me guys what you would like to see next. And if you have read the book or not. Thank you for watching. But now,
Oh my God, say hi.
if you want me to,